Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a quiet city with quiet streets. But behind the door of apartment 213 at 924 North 25th Street, something inhuman was happening. Something so horrifying that even the police who discovered it could never sleep the same again. He wasn't a shadowy figure hiding in an alley. He worked a regular job, smiled politely to neighbors, and bought groceries like anyone else. Yet inside his small, cluttered apartment, human heads sat in the refrigerator, photographs of mutilated bodies lined his drawers. And beneath it all, the mind of a man who said, "I just wanted to keep them." This is the story of Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer, the man who turned horror into routine, and routine into horror. The man history will remember as the Milwaukee Monster. Jeffrey Dahmer was born on May 21st, 1960, to Lionel and Joyce Dahmer. His father, a chemist, his mother, a fragile, anxious woman who struggled with her mental health. Their home was one of constant tension, arguments, silence, and distance. As a boy, Jeffrey seemed quiet, even polite. But inside, something twisted was beginning to form. He had an obsession with the insides of things, what they looked like, how they worked. When other kids played outside, Dahmer collected dead animals, roadkill, squirrels, frogs. He would take them into the woods, dissect them, and carefully clean the bones. He told his father it was for science, but what he never said was that it made him feel something. At 10 years old, Dahmer discovered a dead dog near his home. He decapitated it, nailed the skull to a stake, and displayed it behind his house like a trophy. Even then, he was already rehearsing for the horrors to come. By high school, he was drinking heavily, vodka hidden in a thermos during class. He'd joke about murder, about corpses, while his classmates laughed nervously. No one believed he was serious. But he was. June 1978. Jeffrey was 18. His parents had just divorced, leaving him alone in the family house. One day, he spotted a hitchhiker, Stephen Hicks, 19, heading to a concert. Jeffrey invited him in for a drink. They listened to music, talked about life. But when Hicks said he had to leave, something inside Jeffrey snapped. He didn't want to be alone again. He picked up a dumbbell and smashed Hicks in the skull, then strangled him with the bar. For the first time, Jeffrey felt complete control. He dismembered the body, dissolved parts in acid, and scattered the remains in the woods behind his home. That night, the quiet house in Bath, Ohio, became the birthplace of a monster. After the murder, Dahmer drifted through life like a ghost. He enrolled in Ohio State University, but alcohol destroyed any chance of success. He joined the Army in 1979, but again, drinking got him discharged. He was sent to Miami for a fresh start, but it didn't last long. Eventually, he returned to Wisconsin, moving in with his grandmother in West Allis. To her, Jeffrey was shy, polite, even helpful. But in the basement, surrounded by the smell of chemicals, he began experimenting again. He stole a mannequin from a store, dressed it, and kept it in bed with him. He wanted something that would never leave him, something he could control completely. Neighbors noticed strange odors coming from the basement. Dahmer told them it was just dead animals or spoiled meat. They believed him. In 1987, Dahmer met Stephen Twomey at a bar in Milwaukee. They went to a hotel together. The next morning, Dahmer woke up beside a bloodied corpse. He claimed he didn't remember killing him, but once he saw the body, something inside him lit up again. He stuffed Twomey's remains into a suitcase and brought them back to his grandmother's house. There, he dismembered the body and disposed of it in the trash. No one suspected a thing. That same year, he found a new ritual, photographing his victims. He wanted to preserve them, frame by frame, in different stages of death. To him, it was art. To the world, it was madness. From 1988 onward, Dahmer's violence escalated. He lured men from gay bars with promises of money or companionship. Once inside, he'd drug them, strangle them, and perform experiments on their remains. He'd paint skulls, bleach bones, and keep trophies in drawers and boxes. He was caught once in 1988 after drugging and assaulting a 13-year-old boy. He served only 10 months, and when he got out, he immediately began killing again. No one realized that a serial killer had just been released into the city, May 1990. Dahmer moved into his own place, apartment 213 at the Oxford Apartments complex. It looked ordinary, but inside, the air was thick with the smell of rot and decay. Here, Dahmer's madness reached its peak. He decorated the apartment like a shrine, candles, skulls, human remains arranged like trophies. He wanted to build an altar, a place to worship what he called eternal beauty. He even bought a 57-gallon drum and filled it with acid to dissolve bodies. Neighbors complained constantly about the stench. He told them it was spoiled meat or chemicals from his job at the chocolate factory. They believed him again. Between 1990 and 1991, Dahmer murdered at least 12 more men. Each time, he refined his rituals. He drilled small holes in their skulls and injected acid or boiling water, hoping to create living zombies. It never worked, but that didn't stop him. Then came the night of May 27th, 1991. 14-year-old Konorak Syntha escaped from Dahmer's apartment, naked, bruised, and bleeding. 2 women found him and called the police. Dahmer calmly approached the officers and told them it was just a lover's quarrel. Despite the women's protests, the police returned the boy to Dahmer's apartment. They noticed the smell. They noticed the strange pictures on the walls. But they didn't check the bedroom, where another victim's body lay decomposing. Minutes after the officers left, Konorak was dead. That single decision allowed Dahmer to kill 4 more men before his capture, July 22nd, 1991. Dahmer met a man named Tracy Edwards at a bar and invited him home for drinks and photos. Inside, Edwards noticed something off: the chemical smell, a blue barrel in the corner, and boxes of photographs. When Dahmer tried to handcuff him, Edwards fought back. He punched Dahmer in the face and ran out into the street, screaming for help. 2 police officers followed him back to apartment 213. What they found would change their lives forever. Inside the fridge, a freshly severed head. In the freezer, bags of flesh and organs. On the table, dozens of Polaroids, each documenting a victim in different stages of death. In a bedroom drawer, painted skulls, neatly arranged. One officer whispered, "These are real." The other said, "I think we've found a human slaughterhouse." Dahmer was arrested on the spot. He didn't resist. He simply said, "For what I did, I should be dead." At the police station, Dahmer spoke for hours, calmly describing every murder. He listed the names, the dates, the methods, every detail. He told detectives he wanted to keep his victims forever, that he wanted them to never leave him. He described eating parts of their bodies, saying it made him feel like they were part of me. When the interview tapes were later released, what shocked people most wasn't the crimes. It was his voice. Calm, gentle, almost polite. It was the voice of a man who could be your neighbor, your co-worker, your friend. And that's what made him terrifying. In February 1992, Dahmer was convicted of 16 murders and sentenced to 16 consecutive life sentences, 957 years in prison. He didn't deny his crimes. He didn't beg for mercy. He simply told the court, "I know my time will be spent in hell." Inside prison, Dahmer appeared to change. He read the Bible, attended prayer groups, and told reporters he'd found God. But many believed it was just another mask, a way to appear human after all the inhuman things he had done. Other inmates saw him differently. Some hated him. They said he mocked the murders, shaped his food into limbs, and squirted ketchup on it like fake blood. It was only a matter of time before someone snapped. On November 28, 1994, Jeffrey Dahmer was assigned to clean a bathroom with two other inmates, Jesse Anderson and Christopher Scarver. 15 minutes later, guards found Dahmer on the floor, his head crushed with a metal bar. Scarver later said, "God told me to do it." The monster who had taken 17 lives was gone. And with him, one of the darkest chapters in American crime history ended. But the horror he created never really left Milwaukee. Decades later, people still ask, why did he do it? Was it childhood trauma, a mental illness, or pure evil? Psychologists call Dahmer a blend of the three, broken, lonely, and remorseless. He wanted connection, but only through control. He didn't kill for revenge or money. He killed because, to him, owning someone completely was the only way to feel alive. Today, apartment 213 no longer exists. The building was demolished in 1992. But the story lives on, a warning about the evil that hides behind ordinary faces. Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't a monster born in the dark. He was built slowly, piece by piece, by loneliness, obsession, and the absence of empathy. And that's what makes his story truly terrifying. Because monsters like Jeffrey Dahmer don't just hide under the bed. Sometimes they live right next door. If you found this story haunting, remember to subscribe for more true crime tales. And as you close this video tonight, just remember, evil doesn't always look like a monster. Sometimes it looks like a man offering you a drink